of city resources by determining where we might be able to perhaps relocate employees that we have in the Parks Maintenance Building. For the 2015 initiatives, we had extensive stakeholder involvement. We met with the business community, we met with the faith-based community. We took the governing body on a CIP tour. We had the citizens involved through the 2014 citizen survey. We have the comprehensive plan update, so we have the CPAC committee. We have the recently established Economic Development Advisory Task Force. We had a staff assessment so that we would internally, as a leadership team, look at the 4 goals that you have and what we might bring forward. The budget is developed in phases, and one of the things that we do first is to look at the proposed projects as they support each of the council's 4 goals. So as we developed projects, we went back to economic development, quality of life, fiscal stewardship, and asset management. So under the first goal of promoting economic development, marketing and rebranding, it's our story to tell, our image is at stake. We must create a business-friendly environment. And when we create that business-friendly environment, we have to tell the story. We have to make sure that they know we've re-established or refreshed our image. The Parks Maintenance Building. In 2014, we asked that we take a look at where we might locate those employees. The next step, once you figure out where to locate them, would be what use do we have for the facility? Options at Public Works, options to look at another facility for employees, and then what might locate in that building. Land Development Code update. That is the implementation tool for the newly created vision of the comprehensive plan. We have underway an assessment of the strengths and weaknesses of the existing plan, and we will need to rewrite the Land Development Code. Let's talk a little bit more first about marketing and rebranding. We must define the gateway to our city. From the time someone gets off the interstate and they look at the first sign that says, "Welcome to Gardner," to uniform signage or wayfinding tools. Now, wayfinding tools, plan and term. If you've been to Olathe recently, you see the new signage that they have. Simple, but it looks good. It's just a sharp, simple way of having people navigate through our city to our key facilities. It allows us to refresh our image and kind of establish our mission. We really, when we say Gardner to the rest of the world, it should mean something. Much like Coke, when you hear the word Coke, you kind of associate it with it's the real thing. When you hear Maxwell House, you kind of associate it with good to the last drop. Olathe, they say, setting the standard for excellence in public service. I've got to give you a Florida example. Eustis, Florida says, the city of bright tomorrows. Desert Hot Springs says, clearly above the rest. They all have an aspiration for excellence. So we too must aspire to excellence and promote it in all we do. Branding, refresh our image, marketing. Parks Maintenance Building. Adaptive reuse, much like the Nexus Thompson Barn. Great historic building, great opportunity for a unique business given the character of the facility. I will tell you that we had national economic development experts in our community. They talked with many of you. They looked at that building, they came up with thoughts and ideas, and they were kind of in awe that we had that building with that character sitting. They thought it could draw people, not just for Gardner, not Olathe, but we could have a draw from Johnson County depending on what we put there. That building gives us an opportunity to leverage partnerships to create inviting and connected gathering places, especially in conjunction with other downtown facilities. When you think about moving and extending the experience from not just in the building, but outside on the sidewalk and onto Elm Street, particularly if you have pedestrian-only options. So it's critical for sense of place for us. Land Development Code update. While the comprehensive plan is kind of the vision, it's what we want to do. The Land Development Code is the how we're going to do it. When projects come into our city, they come in project by project. We evaluate them based on our Land Development Code. We have to facilitate a responsive, proactive business climate. The Land Development Code will strengthen curb appeal. It's going to enhance business attraction because it will allow us an opportunity to streamline administrative and regulatory processes. Right now, if a business comes in and they want to develop, it's cumbersome. That's not business friendly. That's not economic development friendly. What it really is, it's a deterrent to economic development. So we want to look at our Land Development Code. We want it aligned with our vision. Infill development and shifts in the impervious surface, which is basically a change in how much pavement, can be problematic if not carefully designed. We want to protect our residential areas. We want to make sure we are appropriately dealing with stormwater. Our comp plan, we're making a major investment in it, $85,000 to be exact. A vision without an implementation tool is a wasted vision. So the effectiveness of the comprehensive plan is going to be realized through the Land Development Code. Strengthening curb appeal, protecting our neighborhoods, ensuring quality development, rewriting the Land Development Code. Under maintaining quality of life, downtown decorative lighting, sidewalks, youth leadership council. Downtown experience is ambiance. You've got to have a certain feel if you're going to have a vibrant downtown. It has to be accessible. We have to have sidewalks. If you're going to attract 15, 10, 20,000 people in your community, you've got to have it where those who need ADA accessibility can access it. You'll recall we asked you to allow us to submit an application last month to deal with sidewalks. Youth Leadership Council. We need to offer a diverse range of adult, youth, and senior recreational programming activities. So first, we're going to talk about downtown decorative lighting. That's low-hanging fruit. Generates a significant impact. It is a key component of an effective streetscape plan. While a full streetscape plan is much more than lighting, lighting is a key factor, and they all include lighting. A full streetscape plan includes design features such as landscaping, sidewalks, and planters. What we're proposing is that we start small. Let's get the low-hanging fruit. Let's look at decorative lighting. We'll come back and we'll need to deal with some other components, but this is an opportunity to at least address the lighting component. It's an opportunity to remove some of the visual clutter that we have also with underground utilities. National experts on Main Street development have linked new streetscape to increases in business development, higher occupancy rates, investment in facades, which yields a better business mix, which yields to a different tax base, which yields to helping the residential component of our community. So we need the ability to incorporate these numerous opportunities to be attractive to both our residents as well as our business community. The sidewalks, we have a project that we submitted to the county that would allow us to reconstruct those sidewalks and the ramps to meet the ADA guidelines. Youth Leadership Council. This is a unique new leadership program for teens. The National League of Cities is a strong proponent of youth leadership programs. Utilizing their model for an effective council and incorporating STEM which is the #1 area for college graduates